Hey guys, it's Paul, combat veteran, MMA fighter, YouTuber, and of course, in this episode of Combat Veteran Reacts, we are checking out the second half of Escape from Tarkov Raid, Episode 3. As you can see, I'm just keep running through these episodes because frankly, it's great. It's well done, it's a good story, and I am enjoying it. But before we get started, please, first, if you're enjoying this, my style of commentary, hit subscribe so that you can get all the episodes of both Escape from Tarkov Raid and, of course, any future stuff that I take a look at. And if you enjoy this video, hit like so the YouTube algorithm knows that I am making quality content. Okay, once we've got that done, let's get into it.
Ответкив на территории. Парни, паук на все чисто, давайте там внизу повнимательнее. Ответ Воронов, мы на точке. Ждем визуально.
Interesting. Okay, so did you catch the cover on the scope that I think it was Athlete had? So that sort of grid pattern cover is meant to prevent light from reflecting off the scope. In daylight, sometimes you can give away your position by the sunlight reflecting off of the glass of a rifle scope, and so by using a sort of grid cover or a semi-translucent cover, in his case it looked like it was actually a cloth of some sort, like a thin cloth, you can prevent that lens flare effect from giving away where you're hiding.
Ты дичь, твою мать. Так, мужики, я с одной позиции вас больше не наблюдаю.
Again, okay, a sort of interesting tactical choice where they've got their sniper team at a point where they can't really provide much cover. You can see they're outside the buildings, and I understand tactically, you want your sniper teams to always be able to exfiltrate, to leave an area. But if they can't provide overwatch, then it's tough to see the value in separating your already very small team like that, especially given that it's a built-up urban area. So you could potentially get to maybe the third or fourth floor of a building, right across from the building where your team is entering. So there's some other tactical choices they might be able to make. Again, in this instance, I'm not seeing the value of this detached sniper team.
Вы сами по себе. Ваша цель — корпус с раздевалками. Шевелите булками. Ворон, мы на перекрестке перед основным корпусом. Ответ, наблюдаем вас. Это Отли, у нас пока все чисто.
Okay, interesting. You saw him use his hand and arm signal, right? This is the universal hand and arm signal for halt. Usually, actually, this is stop. So in U.S. military parlance, that means that you've seen something extremely dangerous or you need everyone to stop immediately to maybe listen to a sound, whereas this is halt. And halt usually will be a command to both stop what you're doing, but also take a knee, maybe move a little bit to get like behind a tree to cover, right? This is like freeze and this is halt. But again, that's in the U.S. military's hand and arm signal system, so it could mean something different in Russian. Maybe that was a way to signal his Overwatch team that he's in position or something like that.
Как-то все слишком гладко для такого стрёмного местечка. О, привет.
Какой огонь? Ответ где-то над вами. Серб головному! Сейчас ты работал! Серб, прием! Серб головному! Серб Воронов! Серб Воронов, ты в канале? Серб, у тебя нет слышно? Серб, у тебя нет слышно? Серб Воронов! Твою мать, а!
Interesting. So, okay, that's realistic right there. First, you have the shots fired, but it's really hard to discern where they're coming from, especially when it's a single shot, and especially in a built-up urban environment, because you got to think with all those buildings around, it's going to cause an echoing effect and a muffling effect, and so the sound will not necessarily travel in a clear, direct path to your ear, making it even harder to detect where it came from. And as you can see, it looks like their sniper team took fire from an enemy sniper who detected them before they detected the sniper.
Сука! Отряд, иду к вам. Подобрали стрел! Тим, стрелка не наблюдаю! Сектор перекрыт! Стрелок на 3 минус! Все чисто!
Взял!
Ворон, ты так на мне! Угол забираем!
Перехожу!
Yeah, that's a pretty common tactic to make sure you have eyes on or someone covering a particularly vulnerable sniper's nest. Now, I'll say this, if you are a sniper and you have your position kind of made, unless you have to be there, you're going to want to move.
Идем под окна! Беспокойте речь! Внимание! Второй этаж. Там наши окна.
Походу, у кого-то днюха. Все готовы?
Whose gun is that?
Captain Price's.
Who's Price?
Price is dead, baby.
What's wrong with him? The toilet's that way.
Eagle 2-1. Joker 3-2. Eagle 2-1. Message not received. Repeat your status.
Капуля пошла!
Alright, that was extremely evidence of the USEC folks being really tactically unsound. Again, I understand in this scenario that the area is supposed to be secured, but here's the thing, it's not secured. They don't have perimeter security, and if they did, their perimeter security just engaged an enemy. And maybe what they're talking about message not received is maybe that's the sniper trying to alert his battle buddies that there was enemy infiltrating the area and they didn't get the message. But yeah, that's a level of cavalierness in an area where you have very little security that I wouldn't expect from the caliber of soldier that USEC is supposed to represent. You would definitely see that sort of behavior for sure, listening to music, hanging out in the locker room, but in a secure fob, right, where there's someone pulling security and the perimeter is locked down.
Эй, хер, бля! Скид цел?
Не, держи, что раздевалку! Стреляйте третий!
Не бачу ты! Не давай! Стрелок сверху! Держи задание успеха!
Я закрываю!
Okay, so one of the things that is interesting is they do have kind of I mean, I think maybe they're hamming up the level of destruction of sort of the walls and debris flying everywhere. But here's the thing: the ballistic goggles that half of them are wearing, or sorry, ballistic glasses, those are actually essential to keeping that debris out of your eyes, right? You're talking about chunks of cement, little pieces of glass, even bullet fragments themselves. Even once they hit a wall and shatter, they remain very, very dangerous. And so, at least, again, when I was deployed, there was a huge emphasis on wearing ballistic-rated sunglasses, really. Sunglasses and clear glasses or interchangeable lenses that would protect your eyes, right? Because it would be, I mean, one, it's a silly reason to lose a soldier to a piece of concrete or a random rock that got kicked up by a mortar, because one of their eyes got something in it. Yeah, this level of like tossing grenades, close quarters combat, dude, this is like a total shit show. Truth be told, engaging in these sort of firefights, if you were in a small unit and you were at parity and one of those units was already in the building and you were trying to push it, that's like a suicide mission. You want to have a tremendous manpower advantage when you want to clear out a building, especially of a well-equipped hostile force who already knows you're coming in.
Мне один магаз! Иди сюда! Вон, подбегай, сходи на расправление! Живи! Взял! Чего там, блядь, третий этаж? Иди, нормально, держим коридор на третьем!
Сколько вам команд?
Я грязный, блядь!
Скинь, нормально, без гранат!
Одна осталась! Левка! Откуда огонь?
Откуда огонь? Откуда огонь?
Выстрелы с улицы!
Выстрелы с улицы!
Пойди, тут к тебе!
Okay, so I gotta say, this is really hard to follow, but this is probably an accurate representation of the chaos that is not just urban combat, but combat within buildings. It's really hard to follow. It's all over the place. You saw at least one of the Bear team members was killed or wounded by their own grenade. This is the sort of chaotic environment that's actually really typical of clearing a building, especially a multi-story building. Yeah, again, you would do this with so many more men and so much more deliberately. And again, if you knew it was only hostiles inside of it, and you weren't trying to, in their case, recover a valuable item or get your hands on something like that case, yeah, you wouldn't even bother going in, right? You'd use a law, an anti-tank launcher, or even an airstrike, and just take the building out and everyone in it, right? You always got to look for the most efficient solution to these sort of problems.
На улице один стрелок. Оттягивайся через первый этаж. Вам обходить нельзя, нужно давить раздевалку. Только давайте речь, петля на исходе.
Разбейте по-любому!
Да вы ебанули! Атлет, мы идем к тебе. Стив, забери его заявку! Нижний лестницу на мне! Нормально, приготовься.
Эй, Коля, ты где, блядь?
Иду, блядь! Я жду команды! Ходим по гранате! Гранаты! Пошли, пошли, пошли!
There you go, you see that? Putting down suppressive fire so that your friendly elements can maneuver applies in urban combat as well. Alright, so here's one thing I do want to say. Assault rifles can really penetrate a lot of materials in a building. You're talking about I'd say about a quarter inch of steel these things can punch through. So cinder block, tile, a lot of those are things that might just get punched straight through. Now again, maybe these pillars are concrete, but the lockers, a lot of the walls and surfaces, they're just not going to stop many assault rifle rounds. So again, it depends on what you're aiming at, but I think you would still see a lot more folks just get hit by rounds penetrating straight through.
Держу слева сзади! Огонь, торпед! Огонь, даю! Нормалей! Нормалей! Вот он, пизды сюда! Я там отцепил! Разъебал, да! Чё с Бармалеем?
Yeah, for people with one mag left, dude, they are burning ammo like it's going out of style. I mean, definitely this team has burned more than at least the standard 210 rounds, and based on the gear that they're carrying, I'm not seeing where they would get so very many rounds. And again, if in lore USEC is the western sort of PMC, they're not going to have compatible rounds or magazines. As anyone who played Tarkov knows, they're running M4s and 223 rounds or 5.56 rounds, and these folks are going to be either running 7.62 by 39 or 5.45 by 34. The AK-74 round. Where's the wound? I don't know. Yep, classic. In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, you'll just notice that some part of your body is not working like it should. And only when the adrenaline wears off will you actually start to feel the visceral pain of a wound. Alright guys, that is it. It is not looking good for the Bears. It looks like, of course, they had a disastrous foray into this heavy urban area against an enemy that was already entrenched and presumably knew the area, right? At least better than the bears did. It's hard to know the interior of a building, of course, until you spent a little time there. So this is tactically an outcome that is sort of predictable. And again, this is an illustration perhaps of Battlestate Games getting it right. Right? At the end of the day, willpower, morality, the better person, those aren't always decisive factors. It's firepower, it's tactics, it's who's on defense, and who knows the area best. That is ultimately decisive. So that is all I had for you guys for today. Of course, tomorrow we will be checking out Escape from Tarkov Episode 4. The series is wrapping up. I'm excited to see where this goes. And, of course, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more stuff. And also, as this wraps up, I got to find new material to look at. What else should I be checking out? Again, haven't seen this, but let me know in the comments below what stuff I should be taking a look at. And until next time, I will catch you guys later.